Hi everyone, I am Wanchen Xiao from Wayfair. Today I will present our work on constrained Target-ROAS bidding for sponsored product. This work introduces a new bidding strategy in Wayfair's sponsored product programs. For context, Wayfair is a home furnishings e-commerce platform, and sponsored products are sold through multi-slot, cost-per-click auctions. Manual bids, tROAS bids, and other automated bids all enter the same ranking and pricing system. For suppliers, the motivation is to replace thousands of SKU-level CPC decisions with one campaign-level business objective, a target return on ad spend. The challenge is that in a home furnishings marketplace comes with sparse conversion signal. Furniture purchases are high value but low frequency, so ROAS can swing a lot from just a few orders, making realized ROAS noisy and delayed, also more difficult to optimize. Our work contributes 4 things. We reported an end-to-end production tROAS system, a campaign-level controller with cold start handling and stability guardrails. We conducted an offline estimate of the intrinsic ROAS noise floor, and large-scale online evidence on target attainment, efficiency, and controller stability. Coming to the methodology, our work follows the structure of constrained auto-bidding theory, where the objective is to maximize expected conversion value constrained by given tROAS. Prior studies from multiple paper have showed that this constrained optimization can be studied through Lagrangian or primal dual updates, and the optimal bid takes a value times multiplier form. In production, however, a fixed multiplier is not enough. Prediction model bias, attribution mismatch, generalized second price auction effects, and marketplace drift all create a gap between expected and realized ROAS. Therefore, we proposed a system with 2 connected loops that combined real-time serving loop for click values and offline batch loop for feedback-based dynamic multiplier, named as control parameter, CP. In real-time serving loop, for each eligible campaign and SKU, we estimate expected conversion value per click as the predicted post-click CVR times a value proxy. We divide that expected value by the campaign's target ROAS to obtain an CPC. The second loop is campaign-level feedback control to adjust bid, where we compare observed ROAS with the target when click and attributed order arrived. If ROAS is above target, the controller raises CP and bids more aggressively, vice versa. This separated loop is important. Auction decisions happen in real time, while learning occurs more slowly at the campaign level. Before moving to production test, we did offline analysis on noise floor to understand intrinsic ROAS noise from sparse orders. We used a split sample AA analysis across more than 32,000 campaigns. For each campaign, customers were randomly divided into 2 equal groups. Both groups experienced the same campaign, bidding policy, and measurement window, so the ROAS difference between them primarily reflects finite sample variation in purchases randomness. The results showed a sparsity gradient. Campaigns with more than 50 weekly orders reached 20% of target band about 82%, whereas campaigns less than 10 weekly orders only 16% of the time. This noise floor has 2 operational implications. First, it informs the eligibility threshold. Campaigns need sufficient order volume before target ROAS can be evaluated reliably. Second, it motivates the following controller stability improvement that we will cover later. We deployed the system gradually, moving from a small burst test to a broader platform rollout facing all suppliers. For enrolled campaigns with sufficient order volume, after a 14-day learning period, 90% achieved at least 80% of their target ROAS, and 74% were within plus or minus 20% of target. That is close to the offline achievability benchmark. We also compared tROAS campaigns with manual bidding using a covariate adjusted observational analysis. tROAS showed an 11 to 15% efficiency gain, and high adoption suppliers also grew spend and active SKU participation faster. Because suppliers chose whether to adopt tROAS, these comparisons are descriptive rather than causal, but they provide useful operational evidence. After launch, we also ran a campaign-level randomized A/B test to evaluate the effect of iterative improvements. Here, the goal of improvement was to reduce overshooting when conversion feedback is sparse and delayed. The treatment added mechanisms including smoothed ROAS error, a decaying learning rate, and guardrails on CP movement. A/B test shows the treatment improved meet or beat rate, that is, ROAS reaching at least 80% of target. It also reduced CPC and cut CP volatility by half. ROAS and order revenue moved directionally positive, although not significantly. This indicates the improvement make the controller less volatile and improve target attainment without evidence of harming delivery. The mechanism is intuitive. Stable controller system reduce temporary bid spikes caused by noisy short-term ROAS signals. To conclude, our production tROAS system combines an interpretable value-based bid with a slower campaign-level feedback controller. The offline AA analysis quantifies the statistical ceiling created by sparse conversions and helps determine campaign eligibility. The online results show that, for evaluable campaigns, target attainment approaches that ceiling. And the randomized experiment shows that stability guardrails materially improve CP controller quality. Future work includes exploration for cold start skews, forecasting promotion-driven demand shifts, and more advanced constrained learning methods. Thank you for watching.